I'm wondering if you've just recently got divorced or you've split from somebody because of things that you found out on social media. It's got to be a huge problem. But also, if you're a divorce lawyer, it's got to be like the best thing that's ever happened. So much amazing evidence because somebody stupid on social media just, maybe being a normal, but you're also forgot that you were married and so not normal. But I would think even if you're like in the normal of a relationship, if you're beginning of a relationship, I shouldn't call it a relationship because you're cheating, that just the little things that you're doing are going to be problematic. So I'm guessing divorce lawyers are like cha-ching, maybe the wrong expression. We're joined right now by Laura Paris, who is an associate lawyer and team lead with Shulman and Partners, LLP. Laura, thank you very much for your time.
Hey, Jim, how are you?
Good, thank you very much. How often, when you have new clients come to you, do you ask about their social media? Is this something that is certainly going to be very helpful?
So I think the preliminary conversation that we tend to have about social media with new clients is more so stay off of it and get rid of it while you're dealing with divorce proceeding. When it comes to kind of previous posts or things like that, those are usually things that our clients bring to us, and then we see if we can fit it in or if it's going to be helpful to deal with any of the issues that they're going to have to address through their separation. But from our perspective, we want them off of it because these social media can be a source of conflict. It could exacerbate the issues, and while it may lead to us making more money because the situation is more conflictual, the reality is that we want to find resolutions for our clients.
Okay.
So,
let's talk about those clients that aren't necessarily listening. Like, what would you be afraid that they're posting? Because I would think that post breakup, the everything that you're concerned about proving would be baked in already, they've both decided that they're going to get a divorce. What are you worried that they would do?
So, I mean, it depends on what the issues we were dealing with are. But let's say, for example, if we're dealing with a child custody issue and we have an allegation that one parent has a substance abuse issue, and they're posting on social media using that substance, that could be something that we can utilize to support a allegation that previously, prior to social media being an outlet, would have been just based on he said, she said. So it could be that these posts corroborate, a character flaw that we've found in a party that may, inhibit them from being a responsible parent.
Okay, but that stuff is also probably very useful if that's part of the pattern of posting during the relationship, correct?
Absolutely, for sure. I think that post-separation, where it becomes a bit more valuable is that it gives us current context. So, in a lot of cases, courts will look at conduct leading up to the separation, not to say that it's not relevant, but there could be a lot of reasons for it. So, for example, if you're talking about the way that parties communicate or arguments that they got into, for example, and sometimes these arguments are public, like, over social media, things that happen in the midst of, or leading up to a separation may not be given as much weight as those that occur when you are in the midst of the legal battle and a court case. So, it's almost to the extent that, well, when no one was watching, we understand you posted this, but now everyone's watching. So the fact that you would go so far to even put your own character at risk, that sometimes holds a little bit more weight in court than things that happen actually during the relationship.
How often is someone starting like a second account and they're like leading a different life on social media for the benefit of the person that they're cheating with? And do you have the right to, I guess if it's public, right, you would have the right to find that out, can you get a judge to say, hey, you have to accept the friendship of the lawyer so we can see what the heck you've been doing? Or is it only the stuff that's public?
So I think it all comes down to like the weight of these things and what it is that what's the information that we're trying to gain, and is it something that we can actually gain through social media? If someone has started a new relationship and they're leading a double life, while they're probably not the greatest person, as it pertains to their actual court case, being unfaithful is not going to change the way things pan out in terms of any sort of custody or support paid or property division. It's irrelevant. So it really depends on what's the information that we're trying to gain through gaining access to these accounts.
Yeah.
And there's a reasonable expectation of privacy. If you have a private social media account and you're very selective on whose friend request you accept, then you're entitled to that privacy. If you're open and you're posting openly, then it's kind of fair game.
So are lawyers, by the way, would it be frowned upon if you're a lawyer to hire a special investigator or a private investigator who pretends to be a attractive male or woman and builds a profile that looks interesting to friend that person? Is there anything that can be found out that way and thus getting past their firewall to see maybe what they're up to?
I think when it comes to things like that, we usually leave the clients in the position to be the sleuths in those situations, especially if we don't know what it is that we are trying to gain information to.
Yeah.
You know, we have a certain professional responsibilities, and while it's not outside of the realm of possibility to, for example, hire a private investigator, where and when that is necessary, we will engage a third party to do that. But to kind of go on a fact-finding mission through social media when we really have no idea what we're looking for, usually it wouldn't be us doing that, and it would be the clients.
Could you tell me, without, clearly we don't want to know the clients, but what are you shocked that has been put up there that the person is clearly doesn't understand the situation? Like, have you ever been like, man, this was too easy, this man or woman left that up?
You know what? I think that you from time to time we see things just in terms of like character assassinations, like where someone will be posting about their ex and saying terrible things about their ex, and then that then leads into our what we're dealing with, because then we might get a letter from a lawyer, or vice versa. We might be the one sending out letters and asking them not to speak badly about our client online. I think those are kind of the main ones that we see. But in terms of people acting just outwardly against their interest, not often. People tend to kind of work smarter when it comes to things like that.
I'm actually shocked. I'm glad that we as a collective are smarter than that, but I thought there would be some doozy stories of people are like, by the way, everybody knows who you are. All right, Laura, always appreciate it. Laura helped us out on Ask a Divorce Lawyer Anything, which you can probably still find online, which was very good. I appreciate it, Laura.
Thanks so much.
Laura Paris is an associate lawyer and team lead with Shulman and Partners, LLP.